Seahawks fans, we're about to break down my perfect offseason plan for Seattle this year. And if you are a true diehard Seahawks fan, I want you guys to show your support by liking this video right now. Rep the 12s in the comments by liking the video. Today's Seattle Seahawks video is presented by Fetch Rewards. We will tell you all about the app a little bit later on as part of today's video, but long story short, scan your receipts using the app. They'll give you points that you can then redeem for gift cards, all for free, by the way. Download today at chatsports.com/fetch. Promo code Seahawks gets you 3,000 bonus points. Now, the Seahawks enter a very pivotal offseason. They've got a bunch of different team needs, factoring in, of course, free agents, tight end, offensive line, both tackle, center, and guard's probably okay in the end. You could look for some more pass rush help, whether that comes via an interior rusher, utilizing maybe one of your safeties better. Safety's an area of need, and cornerback, certainly not last in the end, given two of your top guys are free agents. So with that in mind, here is my ideal offseason plan for Seattle. Will it happen? I don't know, but it's my plan. Step number one, go ahead and extend Russell Wilson. Let's get this done. This plan is built around winning now. And the number one step to assuring that is to take care of your franchise QB. Russell Wilson has 2 years left on his contract. And if you really want to shut up the trade rumors around Russ, which I certainly would like to do, extend him. His cap hit this year, $37 million. Next year, $40 million. You want to have the best chance at winning football games in the here and now? Bring that cap hit down. Extend Russell Wilson. Frankly, you can pay him $45 million a year. And Russ always wants the high-end market deals. That's fine. Do it. Give him 4 years, $45 million per year. I'm not too concerned about what the deal looks like because I can add some fake years to the end of it. I can push the cap hit off into the future when Russell Wilson is not my quarterback, when I am rebuilding. Pete Carroll's back. Russell Wilson, if you want to have him come back, which I do, extend him. That will silence the trade rumors. It'll help keep Russ happy, and you can try to win right now when you have a window with a franchise QB. Now, if you agree with me and you want Russell Wilson back, type 3 in the comments section. I certainly do. Megan Payton does. Even producer Sam wants Russell Wilson back with the Seahawks. So type in 3 right now in the comments section. Number 2, hire a defensive coordinator who will blitz Jamal Adams. When you pay Jamal Adams what you did, making him the highest paid safety, one of the highest paid defensive non-edge rushers in the NFL, you committed to utilizing Adams as the key part of your defense. I thought Seattle did a good job of that in 2020. What does Jamal Adams do well? He's great in the box. He's able to generate pressure. A 32% pressure rate with 9.5 sacks on 100 pass rush reps, admittedly, is a bit unsustainable. But to cut that number in half and utilize Jamal Adams far too frequently as part of a two-deep safety shell, I thought that was a coaching, not just malpractice, coaching failure. That is not something you should be doing with a unique talent like Jamal Adams. The job of a coach is to make life easier on your players and maximize their talents. They treated this past year, the Seahawks did with Jamal Adams, as just another run-of-the-mill safety, as opposed to a unique talent. That's a failure. Now, the known Seahawks DC candidates right now, Ed Donatel, which I think given the way Vic Fangio's maximized his defenses, Sean Desai comes from a similar tree, by the way. Makes sense to me. Joe Whitler or Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn utilized Micah Parsons better than anyone I thought would have this year for the Dallas Cowboys. So, hire one of those guys. Want to hire Clint Hurt? Okay, sure, whatever. But if I'm Seattle, taking care of Russ number 1, and actually using Jamal Adams properly as step number 2. Now, what do you think is the Seahawks' biggest offseason need this year? Is it corner? That's actually my vote because of your pending free agents. Maybe it's offensive line, though, instead, because you want to protect Russ. Let me know in the comments section. Now, like I mentioned at the top, Today's show is presented by the Fetch Rewards app. Perhaps you've never heard of them. It's all good. It is an app that is free to download at chatsports.com/fetch. The way this works, it's actually quite simple, my friends. Download it, take your receipts from wherever, store, restaurant, local mom and pop shop, gas, the bar, whatever. Scan your receipts. The app will take all the information it needs, namely like the what you bought and the total amount of money you spent, and then give you points. And those points can then be redeemed for gift cards to places like Amazon, Starbucks, Target, whatever. Any place you shop, they will give you points for. And you can get 3,000 bonus points right off the top by using promo code Seahawks at chatsports.com/fetch. I'll put that link and that promo code in the comment section and in the description. It's all free, by the way. So instead of just throwing your receipt away or leaving it in the bottom of one of your grocery bags, just keep it, scan it, and turn those receipts into gift cards. It's chatsports.com/fetch, promo code Seahawks. All right, number 3, extend Bobby Wagner. Very similar here to the Russell Wilson strategy. I believe this defense is better with Bobby Wagner. And I know he's aging, but you cannot enter this season with Wagner on a 1-year, $20.35 million cap hit. Doesn't make sense. I want to be aggressive. I want to win. I don't want to tank and rebuild with no first-round pick. I am adopting a no cowards allowed mindset. Be aggressive. Yes, in 5, 6, 7 years, those 2 contracts, Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner, will probably have some bad money left on it. That's okay. Those 2 guys might not be part of your organization at that point. Keep your window to win now open. Bring that cap hit down this year. That way you can better maximize your current window. I don't even think you have to pay Bobby Wagner $18 million per year on this next deal. Maybe the $15 million on a 3-year deal or a 4-year deal makes sense. Keep the guaranteed money a little bit lower and then restructure his deal again next year. Be aggressive. Go all in. Do what the Saints have done. Yeah, the Saints might be rebuilding now. Well, their quarterback and head coach are gone now. They were aggressive when they had both of them. Do the exact same thing if you are Seattle. Try to win another title with Russ and Carroll. Now, do you think Bobby Wagner is the best Seahawks linebacker ever? I do. Apologies to others, but it's not Aaron Curry. It's not producer Sam's boy, Brian Bosworth. I love KJ Wright. It's not him either. If you agree with me, like the video right now. Number 4. Again, we're going to keep some of our own guys here. Keep DJ Reed and Quandre Diggs. These 2 players, I think, are essential to your defense right now. DJ Reed, who I liked coming out of Kansas State, liked him at San Francisco, has exceeded my expectations by a massive margin. I thought he played like a legit number 1 corner. Oh, by the way, by restructuring and extending Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner, I bet you I could get, if not all of it, the vast majority of the deals for DJ Reed and Quandre Diggs covered off by restructuring the deals for Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner. I can bring down Russell Wilson's cap hit by $15-20 million. Give some of that to DJ Reed. I can bring down Bobby Wagner's contract by $10 million. Give some of that to Quandre Diggs. And I still got a bunch of leftover money to re-sign and sign other players in free agency. That is the route I would go. My concern, though, is that Seattle might say, we only got room for 1 because we paid Jamal Adams so much money. Coward's mentality, by the way. If you could only pick 1, who would you keep? Type in R for DJ Reed or type in D for Quandre Diggs. Drop a name for me, or drop a letter, I should say, in the comment section. While you're down there, make sure you guys are subscribed. Seahawks Today, me, Sam, Megan, have all the coverage you guys need throughout the offseason and in season as well. No first-round pick for Seattle, but we're not going to stop our coverage. Hit that big red button and join us today. Number 5, how about you re-sign Rashaad Penny on the cheap? I said ideal, not necessarily most realistic, so deal with it. Those of you who have been subscribed for a long time know how I feel about Rashaad Penny. And in general, I don't want to pay running backs big money. And I don't want to pay Rashaad Penny big money. But the 5-game stretch that Penny went on to end the year is some of the best 5-game sample size you will find among any running back in the NFL. His 5-game run was almost as many yards as he had in his first 32 games combined. He was healthy, and he looked incredible. Now, make no mistake, that sample size is unsustainable. Rashaad Penny will not average 7.3 yards per carry next year if he's healthy. There's absolutely no chance. And I don't trust him to stay healthy. He hasn't been healthy in his NFL career. He finally made it showed some of the reasons why Seattle made him a first-round pick, a pick in the end which, because he's been good for 5 games, is still not a very good selection by Seattle, but he showed you the talent that he has. Seattle's in a weird spot at running back. Chris Carson's under contract, but is he healthy? I don't know. You've drafted DJ Dallas, Travis Homer in recent years. If you draft somebody early again and Chris Carson's healthy, you might not use that guy so much. So I would bring Rashaad Penny back on a cheaper 1-year prove-it deal. If he proves it, then we can have this whole conversation again next year. If not, that's okay. Number 6, let's fix the offensive line. I didn't think it was very good this past year. There are some holes on this unit. So I'm looking both draft and free agency to get this stuff fixed. And there are 3 starters who are free agents this year: Ethan Posick, Brandon Shell, and Dwayne Brown. Now, I'll make note quickly here. Dwayne Brown can still help you. Jake Curran did flash a little bit at the right tackle position. But I want to be aggressive. I'm trying to win games now. I don't want to necessarily bank on a 7th-round rookie at left tackle in Stone Forsythe and a UDFA out of Cal in Jake Curran. So, some earlier round draft picks that I want to mention. Darian Kennard might be a guard. I could play him at tackle, though, I think. Some right tackle options in Daniel Falele, who I know a lot of you guys like out there. Some left tackle options. I don't know if Bernard Raymond and Trevor Penning fall to you, but Nicholas Petit-Frere might fall out of Ohio State. And because I've restructured Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner already, I've still got money left over in free agency to spend. And you could go big. You could add a center. Ryan Jensen's aging, but awesome. Brian Allen has a Shane Waldron connection already. Brandon Scherf, I want to mention a guard. I think you're actually okay. I wouldn't pursue that route there. Trent Brown is a good right tackle when healthy. And Morgan Moses, by the way, played really well. And the Jets might let him leave if they're sold on George Fant and Mekhi Becton. So let's say this. Seattle spends big on Ryan Jensen and Morgan Moses. And those guys are older, so they're not as expensive as you might otherwise suspect. And let's say you draft Nicholas Petit-Frere in the 2nd round. That makes sense to me. You can still bring back Dwayne Brown if you want on a 1-year deal. If not, this is a new Seahawks offensive line, overhauled pretty significantly. But Morgan Moses was great this year at right tackle, instant upgrade. Ryan Jensen's the best center this team would have had in a very long time, and frankly, I think we're talking just as good, if not better, than Max Unger, for example. I think your guards are fine. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about left tackle overall, but 2nd-round rookie, you can help him out at tackle. That's a better offensive line. And if you want to adjust your strategy and say, oh, I sign a left tackle, draft a right tackle, cool. That works for me too. A lot of different routes you can go. That's just one of them for fixing this offensive line. So now I want you guys to name a player who you want Seattle to add this offseason. This could be via draft, free agency, or even trade. Let me know in the comments section. I did want to mention the defensive line overall here. I don't think it's in bad shape necessarily, but there are some key free agents, namely Rasheem Green and Al Woods. I think Seattle finally used Carlos Dunlap the way he should be used down the stretch this year. That's one piece. I was really impressed by Darrell Taylor. Poona Ford, Al Woods were great against the run. I still don't think this team has a truly high-end impact penetrator from the interior. So I think there are some guys they could explore. Akeem Hicks is aging but can contribute. And Ndamukong Suh, if Brady wants to call it a career, might leave. I like Larry Ojinobi, under the radar guy. If you want to go edge and spend big, Manuel Ogba, Chandler Jones. But I think the draft could also be a valid path here for Seattle, especially if you don't go offensive line in round 2. I could see Jordan Davis being there. There's your long-term Al Woods replacement. I think DeMarvin Leal and Trayvon Walker, high upside, bit more gambly picks, but that makes sense in the second round. If DeMarvin Leal falls to, which I doubt he does, I think that'd be a home run addition by Seattle in the second round. And maybe Sam's boy, Perion Winfrey, want to take him at some point on day 2, or maybe get lucky, probably not, and he falls to you on day 3. So to recap my plan, perfect plan, guaranteed Super Bowl, no sarcasm whatsoever there. Extend Russell Wilson. Hire a DC who will blitz and properly utilize Jamal Adams. Extend Bobby Wagner. Re-sign both DJ Reed and Quandre Diggs. Bring back Rashaad Penny on the cheap. Then go fix the offensive line and boost just a little bit that interior defensive line this offseason.